people are willing to offer that help, and you can take it.
I have 2 kids, ages 9 and 11, and they know I'm going through a tough time because my father is in the final stages of prostate cancer, and he had a health crisis that happened while he was on a trip to Moscow, which right now is completely inaccessible. There are no travel visas, the hospital won't issue invitations for foreigners, so I was very sad that I may never see him again, and they sensed that. So they just, stopped being brats as much as they used to be, and they've been coming around, giving me extra hugs, and for Mother's Day specifically, both of them made me these like coupon books that had 15 free hugs and 30 minutes of quiet time, and breakfast on them, and massages and all these really sweet things to just kind of lighten the mood and cheer me up. And I know they're doing it because they're trying to be their best selves. They can see that I'm going through a tough time. And it was just really great to see that even though, kids these days can be total brats and glued to their screens, their inner lives are still very rich, and they're very sensitive to everything that's going on around them.
On my past birthday, I wanted to get out and just enjoy a night by myself and enjoy my birthday, celebrate it. And I went to the Hotel Irwin in Venice, California, and checked in, got there, a nice suite on the top floor, and wanted to treat myself. And it was a beautiful room, everything was great. When I got settled in, I called the front desk to see if there was room service or something, and unfortunately, due to COVID, they had regulations where they couldn't have room service, or it was limited hours. So I asked, it's my birthday, and I just wanted to, get a little something, a nightcap and a meal. But she said everything was closed. 15 minutes later, I get a knock on my door. Her colleague had brought up a basket of beer, and just all these exotic beers that the front girl had put together because she knew it was my birthday, and she had handwritten it. She took time. She, put a very original thought into wishing me a happy birthday, and it was touching. It was very touching and sincere and random. So I thought that, had me have faith back in humanity, especially in these hard times. So it was awesome. She set the tone for the rest of my stay there. Yeah, she didn't have to do that. She really made it special for me, and it was rare to take in that type of kindness nowadays, and I treasured that. So that was the last time.
At work, we had our normal performance cycle reviews, and I had a conversation with my manager, and overall it was like positive feedback, but we talked about how it's super important to be transparent and say the things that like a lot of people won't say because they're uncomfortable to give like hard, tough feedback. But ultimately, it's unkind not to give that feedback, because someone could have a blind spot or be held back by something in their career if they're never told about it, or receive coaching to help around it. And so the kindest thing that she did for me was to actually just provide that honest feedback and, put all the positive feedback in like the official system, but the smaller, more nitpicky things that we could work on to like advance my career and just like improve my relationships with other people, she was willing to give me the hard feedback on that sort of stuff. And I think that willingness to have tough conversations and to be transparent and honest is really an act of kindness. I don't think I would have ever thought of it necessarily as an act of kindness without reading other people's perspectives. You can be kind in giving feedback and still be transparent, and that sort of honesty is actually like pretty hard earned in this world. I think every time I get constructive feedback, it increases my tolerance for it. It doesn't hurt as much. Shores that failure tolerance up a little bit, and having some more courage and seeing it modeled from others too, so I can do it myself. And I think every time I get tough but kind feedback, it's a way of being able to accept myself further as well too, and see that there's always room for improvement and that people are willing to offer that help. And you can take it.
I have a son of a dear friend of mine staying with me for a little while, and he's like my son. And he was so sweet for Mother's Day because my daughter's out of town. He took me for Mother's Day brunch and bought me a beautiful bunch of flowers. I didn't expect him because, he's not my kid and he's 26. I actually did cry, but not in front of him because I was embarrassed. But I just cried out of joy and happiness. And this is the first time that he came and stayed with me. And he's just such a lovely human being. Overall, thoughtful, kind, considerate. It gives me hope because there's such nice young people out there in the world who are better thinker than older people do, I think. I know when I was his age, I wouldn't have been so thoughtful to even think about it, to be honest with you. So the fact that he was so kind and thought about it, and he knew that I like flowers, it was wonderful. It just made me so happy. He made me feel like I mattered and I was special, and I was just so grateful. It was just such a wonderful, touching moment. I loved it. He's a wonderful human being.
I'm about to graduate law school and I'm taking the bar, and I'm in one of these Facebook groups, and one of the girls in the Facebook group was saying how she really wants to pay it forward because she had just passed the bar and give out free materials, and I thought that was so incredibly sweet. I ended up going there thinking that I was just going to pick up some flashcards, and she ended up giving me more than I even asked for. She ended up giving me more books as well. It's typically not expected. A lot of people like to resell and make money off of it. So just knowing that other people are out there and that they want to help you because they've been through what you've been through. I plan on paying it forward once I pass the bar. I really hope to give my materials to people who need it, because I do understand that paying for these materials is very expensive. I know that other people are in my position, and so I just want other people to succeed as well.
In the park, this homeless guy came to me, and they're so in need, right, more than us, but he came to me and he handed me this tuna can. And I was like, okay, what am I supposed to do with that? And he's like, oh, that's for you. And I asked him, why don't you keep it? Why don't you eat it? Like, I have stuff, you don't. And he's like, want you to have it because then you can eat it, and then you can use it more than me. They're the one in need, but he gave it to me. It marked me for like a few months now because I thought it was really, really kind. I was just not expecting it, and then it made me smile in a way that I was like, wow, I could just go grab something in my home and then give it to him, right? But I don't do it just because I don't think about it. He just came to me and handed me this tuna can. I've tried since then, whenever I don't need something or I don't use something as much, to go and see them and then give them some things. Could be food or anything else. It made me realize that we need to do more kind gestures, I guess.
I was recently in the Starbucks drive-thru and some person paid for my drink in front of me, which I thought was really nice and just a very random act of kindness. I was very surprised. I didn't really expect it because I was just prepared to pay myself. This year has been really tough for everyone, so you see it all over TikTok and on Instagram and everything, like people paying, like chains of paying for people in front of you, which is honestly a really nice trend. But yeah, people were doing that, so that's kind of what I assumed would happen. It was definitely the highlight of my day when that happened. It was just really nice to have it done to me, and one day I'm definitely going to do it to someone else, just randomly.